Well, we got ourselves a nice dog here this morning. Yesterday it was 60 degrees and sunny, and cold front came through and obviously got these animals working last night. We got him in a Duke 650. We've been putting 550s and 650s in, and he's in there pretty good in this 650. Looks to be a young dog, but where I'm at here, I'm just on a kind of a little corridor. There's a couple fence rows that meet here. That big rock stood out to me though. That rock right there, any coyote that's gonna work down through here, that's a focal point. And you know, they're gonna sniff that, probably urinate on it. So that's exactly where that set went in. And obviously that was a good spot because this dog's in there this morning. But anytime I get out here to South Dakota is awesome too. Even though it's 25 and snowy today, this coyote kind of warms the soul, and we're gonna get him taken care of, and then I'm gonna show you this remake, but it doesn't get much better than this. Well, we got that coyote taken care of. We're just gonna put this Duke 650 back in the ground here. I really love these traps, whether it's the 550 or the 650. They're just a good trap that is gonna help you in any of these situations where you have a coyote population. And you can see how that's really bedded in there good. We got that down in there. The bed's perfect, fits that trap perfect. That animal comes in, we got our hole right here. And here's that rock I was talking about, where any coyote that comes by here, that's a focal point, and he's gonna stop, smell that, want to urinate on it. And anywhere you're at across this country, it really doesn't matter if you have a hay bale or a rock or a stump, and it's out here along a fence row or somewhere in the middle of a field. That is going to be a focal point for every one of these predators. And if you can find those spots, put your sets in accordingly, you're going to get a crack at these animals. I'm just gonna get a little bit of sheep's wool underneath this pan here, and that's gonna allow me to not have a pan cover here. I don't know where my pan cover went, but we'll get some dry dirt in there. That's good. Get that all situated there, and that is exactly what we want. That's good to go. And any coyote comes by here now, we're gonna get another crack at them. Putting some of our mountain man back down the hole, and we don't really need lure or urine or anything here, because that coyote has been urinating and scat probably mixed in here. And that's going to be a draw to any coyote that comes by here again. Get that mountain man down in there. And you probably see I got these orange gloves on, these Cold Creek gloves. They are definitely not cold. They keep your hands warm, and they have a really good grip here where you can grab everything, and it keeps your hands warm, and it makes it nice when you're out here pounding these sets in the snow and the cold, to where you can keep doing this all day without your hands bothering you. But this set's ready to go. I'm excited to have this back in the ground, because anytime I catch a coyote or a fox, if I'm in Pennsylvania or wherever, and they have that scent all around this area, you're gonna basically, any canine that comes by is going to come in and investigate this, and you're going to get another crack at them. But pretty awesome, and we'll head on down the road and see if we have some more. Well, we got another nice coyote here. Once again, you can see that rock right there. That is a focal point. Anytime you're out here, it doesn't matter where you're at in the country, if you have those type of focal points, every coyote that comes by is going to sniff that, urinate on it, and ultimately put your sets in the ground, and you're going to be successful. But it's just absolutely, as I said before, it's just absolutely beautiful out here in South Dakota. It's fun to get out here, and whether you're on a ranch out here, or you have your farm, or you know, a landowner or a hunting lease or whatever, and you having problems with these coyotes, you can find these areas, find these travel ways. There's really not a distinct travel way here other than this 2-track. There is a little knoll over here with a little valley, but ultimately they're going to work up and down these 2 tracks. And as I said, find those rocks, hay bales, anything of that nature. Those focal points are going to be very good for you when you're out there trapping these canines. Well, we got another nice coyote here. This is just a really great location. When I set this, we have this saddle here that works down into this valley back by where the pond is, where the cattle are feeding, and then it just opens up into some vast territory out here. And got this nice dog for our efforts, and that's one of the things I want to impress on you out there. It doesn't matter if you own your own ranch, your own farm, you're a hunter, homeowner. If you take the time and you have good equipment, this is in a Duke 550 here, a great pad catch, and you put these sets in the ground, have something down that hole and invites that animal to work that set, you can be successful as well. And it really just takes a little bit of effort, and the more effort you put in, the more success you're gonna have. But ultimately, I couldn't be any happier. I love it out here in South Dakota, and really anywhere when I'm trapping, but there's a certain energy that's in the hills out here that just kind of rejuvenates your soul and your spirit, and it obviously helps warm the soul when you have a coyote in your set. But we're gonna get this guy taken care of. We're gonna move on down the road and hopefully have some more. We have a lot more traps to check today, but I couldn't be any happier, and it's just something that I highly recommend for you guys out there, or women out there that are having some issues with coyotes. Take your time, put some traps in the ground, and you're going to be successful as well. Well, we got us a really nice dog here on this set today. Just another one of those situations. Fantastic location coming out of this bottom. Anytime you have these little, what I call funnel points again, this little draw comes up to a point in this cornfield. There's another one over there that we have a trap on that we haven't caught one in yet. But, you know, we connected here today. Another great pad catch in that Duke 550. But the predators, the coyotes, the fox, the bobcats, they're going to come in here, especially when you have cold fronts and snow. They're going to come in here and look for mice and ground nesting birds like grouse and pheasant, depending on where you are in the country. But every one of these works up to a point, and the point's right here, only about 10-15 feet behind me, where it points into the cornfield. And they're going to work both sides of this right here, cut through here, and that's right where we have our set. And we got ourselves a nice coyote here today. A couple days ago, we caught one on the back edge of this field that we showed you, but it's just awesome to come in here. This is another situation for everybody out there that is like, oh, it's going to snow, it's going to ruin my sets. No, no, no. When you have that weather patterns changing, it makes these animals move. And if you have dry sets, good working sets in the ground, they're going to work for you. They're not going to freeze down. They're not going to freeze on the top using that wax dirt, that wax sand. And you're going to actually do just as good, if not better, in these weather conditions that are considered worse. And we got this beautiful dog. We're going to remake it in the same spot, and I just couldn't be happier. It's just a beautiful day. It's only about 15, 16 degrees. Snow's coming down, but to come in here and have this coyote really warms the soul and gives you the drive to continue to move forward through the day. But awesome coyote, and we'll get him taken care of and remake this set. We'll get this set again, and then we're gonna get it down in the hole once we dig this out. So this is our set here. We're just gonna use that corn or hay or whatever this is as our backing. Get that, get this dug back out. I got no problem with throwing that out, making it look like the animal dug it right here. And that's exactly where the trap was. Get that dug out. Make it look like an animal dug down in there and burrowed. And that's what we want. And as we do that, we'll take and put our dirt hole back in right here where it was. You can see how deep I had it down in there. See how far I'm going down in with that trowel. And that's, as I've said many times, that's what I want. I want that dirt hole as deep as I can get it to where that animal has to dig his nose and get down in there and not worry about up here. He can't tenderfoot this set. He has to commit and he has to get down in there. And I'm just gonna knock some of this out of the back here, shave that around for where I'm gonna put my trap. And that's gonna bed right here, real nice, and they're gonna have to get down in there and step right in, create that momentum, which is exactly what we're looking for every time we make a set. Take our dry dirt, get that in there, bed that trap down in there, pack around it, and we got it. Take a little dry there. And that is bedded in there exactly the way we want it. Awesome. We'll just give it a good top layer now. That's it. We'll find our pan right there, level it off. And the one thing that I always like to do is I always do just this surrounding area. Just moving some of that duff in there. And that animal now we're probably going to get snow that's going to cover this, which is fine because that trap's still going to go off. But if the snow stops, this set looks weathered and that hole's deep. And the only thing we got to do now, get some of that mountain man bait back down in the hole. Good gob of that. Way deep down in there. And the one thing I did see is he left us a little present right over here. His scat, we're going to put right there. Animal comes in, steps down to sniff that, to work the hole, it doesn't matter. That animal, next predator that comes through here is not going to know what hit it. And we're just, probably don't need it, but I don't mind putting urine right on the back of that hole. And that's the remake after a catch in really cold and wet and, you know, snowy conditions, but that is a good working set. And as you can see, this is all tore up. It's gonna smell, it smells just like a coyote. Any other critter coming up this area right here, gonna come in and investigate that. And we're gonna have a crack at them and get them here tomorrow, hopefully. Well, we're finishing up here in Illinois. Over the last 3 days, we've caught some coyotes. We've caught a bobcat, we let that go. We caught a gray fox, we let that go. And we still have sets in the ground. We're gonna be in the ground for a couple more days, and I fully expect it's gonna warm up and we're gonna have more coyotes and stuff to show you in future shows that are coming up. But I highly recommend anybody that wants to get out there and chase these predators on your land, you can go out there and do the few simple things that we're showing you. Bed your trap properly, first and foremost. Make sure that trap does not move and you're going to catch these animals. Have something down in the hole that entices their attention. We're using our mountain man bait and we're doing well with that. And then if winter conditions, wet conditions, get yourself some wax sand or some wax dirt so you know that your traps are going to fire. And it's just awesome to come out here and chase these animals, and I highly recommend anybody that wants to extend their hunting season, get yourself some Duke 550s, get yourself some bait and lure, and get out there, put a few of these traps in the ground, and you're going to lessen that pressure off of those deer and other ground nesting bird species on your property.